Second question was about friendships, and that's just weird to me. I mean, we have a whole history in philosophy, in psychology, in the history of humans, of friendships being a core part of communities and friendships being core to who we are. I mean, middle-class couples in the late 19th century took their best friends on their honeymoons, right? No, seriously, right? I mean, the assumption was that you lived in communities where you had lots of close friends, and plus you had your partner, and in fact your partner oftentimes was not actually your close friend, right? Your partner, you basically had a family together, but you had other people who you got your emotional sustenance, right, from. So we have a whole history, hundreds of years of that. Philosophers have written about it. Aristotle, going back to Aristotle, we have, men's letters to each other, friendship letters in the 19th century. We have hundreds of them, women's letters as well. And yet, starting in the 20th century, right after World War II, which is an interesting conversation by why that happened, there was a huge shift in American culture, and all of a sudden we became very gendered, stereotypic bound, women in the household, men at work, and the friendships just disappeared, the valuing of friendships. So all of a sudden we're putting all our emotional eggs into one romantic basket. It becomes only about having a romantic partner, and friendships just start to fade. And guess what happens? Right at that time, starting in the 60s and 70s, is when you start to see literally the language. This is in the research, Google research. You start to see us using the words we and us less. And I and me start to shoot up, starting in the 1970s. So that the collective pronouns start to fade out of our language. I mean, that should give you the chills, right? And we start to not value friendships. And friendships, as everybody in all cultures around the world know, are essential to our physical health, mental health, right? Our ability to even have good romantic relationships is dependent on the quality of our friendships. We know that from the research. The best thing to do in a struggling marriage for all you married people is to have a friendship night with separate friends.